Hi everyone, I'm Virginia Killmore and welcome to my studio. Today's Friday, so we do a quick card today, and today's card is all about designer series paper. My love of Stampin' Up! Started because I love how everything coordinates, and it's the reason why I stamp exclusively with Stampin' Up! Products, because everything coordinates perfectly and it's nicely matched. And that's what this card's all about today. You can use a piece of designer series paper on either side with the coordinating cardstock that is written on the front of the designer series paper when you get it, and it makes it so easy to make a card. So before we go, I want to share with you the fact that this is the last weeks of this paper, of this catalog, and things are going to start running out. And once they do, some things will not be replenished. For instance, the designer series paper is something that often goes quickly and then you're without it. So if there's something you need, please make sure to order in the next coming weeks, next few days actually. Let's get started. So this is today's card, and when I put it up here on the screen, I noticed how crooked it was. And that stuff drives me crazy, especially because this card has been sitting for days, and I haven't been able to fix it. It either got adjusted or I didn't look carefully. So I'm going to show you a trick to prying something off that's already glued down. I will either use my pokey tool or this tool that we use for using paste, some kind of a paste to create texture paste. And it makes it really easy to get it off. And because I have so many layers, I can sort of really be aggressive with it. And see, I popped it off. Now it's real ugly under there. I'm going to pull off some of the extra paper that I have because I don't need all that when I'm putting it back on. But now that I have it off, I can just re-glue it. And hopefully this time glue it straight. Let's see if I can do a better job this time. Move it around a little bit. That's why I love our glue. But once it's on, it's hard to get off. And so these two tools are great for prying it off if you have to. That looks a lot better. How many of you have done that before and just said, oh darn? A lot of times I'll leave it that way, but I thought you'd like to see that everybody makes mistakes and we just need to correct them. Now, I've been telling you about all week long about how our catalog is going away, and if you need to place an order, use this code to help a hostess, and you can also shop at my store. I usually have that link right at the end of the post with all the information. I'm also now on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch my videos on YouTube, you can do that as well. So I was talking about the designer series paper, and this designer series paper is Heartwarming Hugs. And really, this card is tied into a bow to look like a package. And it's what I love about our designer series paper. All designer series paper come with a list of coordinating colors. So when you open up the package, the papers already have a list of what colors will coordinate. If it's Whisper White, and then all the other colors. Plus, if all our papers are double-sided for the most part, so if you flip the paper one way or another, you have something that's going to coordinate because it coordinates already with color. And so today I'm going to make a card that's slightly different with a different colorway, just so that you can see the difference. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp my bow, and I'm using gift wrapped, which we've used a couple times already this week. We're going to use this bow that's slightly different than the other bow that I did on this card. And I am going to do 2 tags so you can decide which one you like better. And because this piece is going to go behind, I'm going to stamp it right on the piece of cardstock. I am using a tag, essential tag punch that's part of a bundle. I can't remember what it came with. It might have even come with this, and I'm going to go ahead and punch that out. I think what I'm going to do, though, is shorten this, because I think it's too big. I don't need such a big tag, because I just think it takes up too much space. So I'm going to put it on a Post-it note and go back in, and you see how I just made it shorter? Just going to punch it out about there. I think that's enough. I don't need all of that tag. And I could have, if I didn't have to have the edge, have just punched lower, but I wanted to get that out of there. Okay, so now I've got that. I've just got to do my stamping. Let's get our bow done. You know what? This is the punch that comes with it, gift wrapped. I should have known better. It's the Gift Builder bow. This one comes with a set that I've used a ton, and I cannot remember the name. It'll probably come to me after we're done stamping today, but I'll think about it. Sometimes if I don't try to think too hard, it comes. Does that happen to you? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And at this point, I could just leave that be, but because I have a blender pen, I can pick up a little bit of red and just soften the lines and sort of move the color around in my bow. Isn't that pretty? Gives it some dimension. And I'm not picking up any color. I'm just using my blender pen to create all of this color. It's just going over what I already have. On there, and because it's still a little wet, it's really nicely blending. Now the biggest problem people have is they overdo the blender pen. They keep rubbing the same spot over and over because they want it to get darker. It's only going to get a certain darkness, but that bow has nice drama in it. I'm going to put a little bit of color down here and call it a day. I'm done. I'm happy. I could go back in and pick up color from my pad, but it's never good to put your blender pen in there because you can damage it. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment, and we're going to decide if we like the green or the white better. Okay, got that straight. It's my lucky day. So this card is just about done. We need to just punch this out. I love our punches. Well, it won't work with that one, will it, Virginia? Just line it up really good. Just take my time lining it up, and because I'm looking at it, I can find it. And now I'm ready to put my card together. So let's do that. Now, see how this background is different. I fooled around with the background. See if I can get this one on straight. I always like to use my bone folder to make sure all the glue gets squished around, and then it dries quicker too. Now I'm going to put this together here and then put it on, because I think that was my mistake to begin with. I have to be careful where I put the glue because obviously I have these cut out pieces, but if you've never seen me do this before, it's a great tip. Save cardstock. Instead of punching a big old piece right out of the middle of a piece of cardstock that's not even cut, this is a great way to go about it. But you see, I can do anything I like. I can play with whatever I like. I still like what I had better. But do you see how everything coordinates so nicely? Just a little bit of glue here. And there's very little stamping in this card. Let's see if I like this. Ooh, I like that. I like this too. I still like the red, but I wonder if once, this is what I do to myself, I torture myself. Nope, I still like the red. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this side. Make sure that's straight. It looks like this is crooked. Yep, I can see that. Let's see if I can get it up before it gets glued down. Can line it right up with those dots. Now the red is crooked. Oh boy, I'm having a day today. There we go. Everything's nice and straight. I am going to pop this up, and I think I'm going to pop it up before I put it down so I can see where I want to put my tag. And the tag's going to get glued right down. I'm going to need some right here and here as well. I'm just trying to see if they'll fit. Yep, they will. So it's 4 of them. I could have probably used the little ones, but I'm going to get the little ones because they are a little big. And that way I don't have to worry about them sticking out. I'm going to rip this one right off. I don't like it. Well, no, I'm not. It's staying. Okay, let's get that on there the way I want it. And then I can go ahead and glue this. I will have to lift those up because I've already taken some, the backing off of one of those dots or dimensionals. I'm just going to tuck that up under here. I think I'm going to move it like this. There we go. I like that better. And so now all I have to do is remove my backing from my dots, and my card is done. Now that card could go on the top of a gift. It could go on a gift bag. You know, it can go on a million different ways that you can put it on your card, your gift. Or you could just send it. It's a gift of, in and of itself, it's a gift of your design in your time. And anyone who gets this should be thrilled. Right? So there you go. Fast Card Friday. We made cards in, I think, less than 5 minutes today. It's all about the designer series paper. Okay? Hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next week. And have a great weekend.